Hey guys, welcome to our review of Lupinranger vs. Patranger number 30. As always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
Cinder Blaze.
And Makotoa.
Boys, welcome back to Not Toku Week. I don't remember my last intro, so we're going with me saying Toku Week still. Because it's in my head, and I don't know how to kick it. Guys, I thought this episode was fine. Like, a lot of people on Twitter were like, kind of not too hot on it, so it got me primed to not like it. Also, y'all kept spoiling that there was a fart joke in this episode, and I was upset that I knew that there was a fart joke, and once it came, oh boy howdy, was it good. It was the worst stuff you could possibly imagine, and I ate it up.
Yeah, I actually haven't laughed this hard since Build. And it was the stupidest thing. I was derping around so hard. He's like, oh, he's like farting out of stuff.
My favorite part was when Gochu comes out and she immediately gets crop dusted back into place.
See, you know, like they even tried to pretend like it was important too. Like, remember when they had that discussion? Oh, if it's him, then that means it's like. So this is what they were talking about. This, okay.
Oh yeah, okay. The villains aren't doing anything important.
Yeah, but like they don't have to as long as they're like really entertaining. I feel like that was something that happened like back in like Choryuger, where like the villains were like so zany and kind of just like real stupid, but they leaned into the stupidness of the villains and it really helped in the latter half of the series. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if they kind of stick to that with these types of villains, like, maybe I would actually enjoy the series till the end.
Yeah, and like it wasn't just that. Like they had the zany sort of subplot, but what was going on in the forefront was the Ichigo and Red situation, and I really liked all the interactions they had together. One, because Pater and Ichigo, while he did get farted on earlier by Kairi, he came back later and actually, because like last time there was a kid involved, the kids started liking Green more, but now they like Keiichiro more, and that's good. That yeah. And also, like, the whole subtle thing of, like, he reminds me of my brother and that thing cropping up. And as well as, like, Keiichiro sort of warming up to the Lupinrangers. There were some pretty big character beats that this episode hit that I don't feel like... Like, earlier we didn't get to hit many character beats and the villains weren't doing much. But here... There were some pretty big character beats, while the villains still didn't really do much, and I feel like that sort of lifted the episode up for me.
Yeah, especially like when they were fighting in the warehouse. The fight was pretty decent. I feel like if there's one thing that's really good about the series in general, it's the red on red fights.
Yeah,
because like even
so
though they're like
intense.
mailing each other with guns. Like, the actual choreography made it make sense. So, for the first time, I'm actually glad that they were fighting that way. Mm-hmm. And then when he had to, like, yell at him to go to chase after the villain of the week, that was pretty powerful.
Yeah. And
I liked that, not Lupin Red, but Pato Red was able to get those shots off on him. Yeah. Like, when he was trying to retreat with the cable. The fact that he actually got those shots off, it's like, wow. He actually, you know, came out on top in that one skirmish there, you know? At least he got that, right? Like,
but they did say the second he got that shot in, he was like, you're not fighting as hard as you usually do.
Oh, yeah.
So they have to, like, justify that Lupinranger isn't, you know, at the top of his game.
Right.
And I kind of a little salty about that, but it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So...
See, I
Whatever.
just chose to ignore it because I honestly didn't remember him saying that.
Uh, Whatever. Like just seeing him actually get shot when he does that zipline thing
Mm-hmm.
is really satisfying because
Yeah.
he just gets away for free whenever he does that. So.
And then, like, when Lupin Red finally got into the city, the stakes got a little higher. Like, I don't know how, just by way of its framing, like, he was blowing up parts of the city, like big chunks of the city, with his farts. And the way that it was shot with Lupin Red in the cockpit, it was really cool. Like, it was flying in, you saw them swoop overhead. I really liked the Zord usage in this episode.
Really?
Except for the part when Lupin X showed up and just...
With the baby hand?
Yeah!
The magic baby hand?
Oh god, the magic part. Okay, the miniature work was good. I retract the Zord stuff as a blanket, but the miniatures were cool and everything around it.
I did like the interactions with both of the Reds. I really did.
Definitely.
Like, they did play off of each other well.
Mhm.
So I would love to see more episodes with just the two of them like this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is probably my favorite interactions between characters here. I was thinking about it. Like, I'm like, were there any other good ones that are like really good that I could look forward to? And I mean, Red is usually just carrying scenes just by himself a lot of the time whenever
Wait,
he's
which
in
one?
it. Huh?
Both, honestly.
Which one?
Oh, well, I'm mainly thinking about Pato Red, just because he can, like, his body language and expressions can be so fun.
Mhm.
Lupin Red, not as much, but, like, I still seem to, like, what's the word? Is it sympathize or whatever with empathize with him more? So I'm still kind of like on his side rather than Pato Red.
Ichigo.
Yeah. I do love his endearing nature and stuff, but like I'm still more invested in Lupin Red. And the fact that we got more of his sort of story is very pleasing to me because he's becoming my new favorite character now that Blue has just kind of maintained this. I mean, Blue is just kind of like a caricature right now. He's just the cold stare guy, you know?
You know, normally I'd say he's this long, boring fart, but this episode has been filled with so many farts that, like, I don't think I can use this. Like, my shtick is gone because I used it in the show.
Dude, he is the most boring fart in that show.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? The villain had a butthole for a mouth. Guys, thanks for watching. If you like this episode,
Yeah, don't like punch him and like you make fart noise. Oh my
god. Keep it juicy.
Yeah. Okay, do you guys remember when Evolve first entered into his like evolved form?
Mm-hmm.
And he does like the kick on like Gendogu. I'm just imagining that fight or like that kick, but the sound effects replace the giant meteor.